Hello students, I wanted to share with you what an e-portfolio is, because that's one of your last assignments in the class and it will be relevant for all your learning in Salt Lake Community College. So if we go to this website, we've got a little video on what an e-portfolio is, but as a quick spoiler, it's basically a website that you'll create to put your work from various classes, mostly general ed classes at Salt Lake Community College, that you can then make connections between, that you can look back to later on, things like that that can show your work. You could take it to a job interview, and it's really useful for taking things out of classes and remembering them long term. So for our classes, a paper or a project or something that we've done might be an example thing, a piece of work from this class that you'd put up on this website, as well as a little reflection on the work that you've done. So let's watch this little video.
Welcome to Salt Lake Community College. You're probably watching this video because your teacher just told you that you have to make an e-portfolio. You may be wondering what an e-portfolio is. Let's talk about that and how it can benefit you as a student. So what is an e-portfolio? Basically, creating an e-portfolio is like building your own website. It teaches you how to present yourself online in a professional way. The main purpose of an e-portfolio is to enhance your learning at Salt Lake Community College. E-portfolios are a place where you can keep track of what you've learned and why you've learned it. They help you engage in your education. Here's an example. When you finish a class at Salt Lake Community College, what do you typically do with your old assignments? You guessed it. They end up in the trash or get lost with other files. With an e-portfolio, you can creatively showcase your best schoolwork using medias that go beyond what you can show on a piece of paper. Down the road, you can compare the work that you did to the work that you're completing now. E-portfolios provide a place where you can reflect on your learning and make connections between your classes, across semesters, and in your personal life.
So there's a lot of research on education at the college level and what works and what doesn't. One thing that works the best is to help students reflect on the learning that they've done in a class. So one piece of your e-portfolio assignment will be a reflection paper. So you'll have the piece of work that you think is really great that you've done in this class, and you'll do also a reflection on the class as a whole. You'll probably make references to that piece of work as well. So reflecting will really help you take that knowledge with you further on in your life. So it'll help you make it relevant in other aspects of your schooling, in your employment. So reflecting on your work is very, very essential for long-term using the knowledge that you've gained. And so this is one way that Salt Lake Community College builds into the curriculums to help you do that.
Have you ever taken a class and wondered, why in the world am I taking this? This class has nothing to do with my life, and I am never going to need to know this. While it may seem this way, the truth is, the learning outcomes of your classes are all connected to each other. For example, your humanities class and your biology class may not seem related, but you learn essential researching and critical thinking skills in your humanities class that you can use in your biology class. All of your learning at Salt Lake Community College builds on each other. It's all connected. Your e-portfolio also benefits your instructors. Your instructors can get to know you by what you choose to share on your e-portfolio. Your e-portfolio provides instructors with helpful feedback. Your instructors can see if you are learning what they intended to teach by reviewing the signature assignments and reflections in your e-portfolio. Your e-portfolio benefits the school as a whole. Salt Lake Community College uses e-portfolios to assess the general education program rather than giving standardized tests.
And so that's a really useful feature of e-portfolios. So since you're reflecting on a general ed course, the work that you've done, and putting out a piece of your work from that course, it's a really great place for the school to, one, use it as an evaluation tool to see if students going through psychology classes are getting out of it what they're supposed to be getting out of it. If you remember your syllabus, I know it's a long time ago now that we've read the syllabus or gone over the syllabus, but in there you have learning outcomes for the class. So this is one way to see, are those learning outcomes coming out in students' projects, in their reflections about the course? Are students actually taking away from courses what we hope that they're taking away from courses? So the school itself assesses things. I know the psych department has run its own assessments of the classes through ePortfolios. Also, accrediting agencies that accredit the school and say, hey, yes, your program is at a high enough level, students going through this can get a degree, that kind of thing. They use ePortfolios rather than standardized testing. So other schools might do that though. So ePortfolios are a really great way to do this. So our ePortfolio includes the ePortfolio and a reflection paper. So how do you get started with your ePortfolio? I'd recommend using this link in the slides that I just clicked on, and you will find some help. You can sign up for an ePortfolio lab, so in person or online you can send in questions, you can learn how to do an ePortfolio. There are other things here, examples of ePortfolios that might help you, ePortfolio help, things like that to get you started in your ePortfolio. So again, you might already have a first draft of an ePortfolio with stuff from one class, and now you're adding a page for social sciences or something like that. Essentially, it's a web page where you put work from a lot of different classes and reflect on that work. So with that, there are instructions throughout here on how to set up that website. It's pretty easy, honestly, to set it up. So the create and help links, so it looks like they've changed it and they've condensed it to only a couple links. They used to have a nice little create one that I would direct you to. So another thing to do is look here at the ePortfolio labs. So various campuses have basically offices where the people in the office, that's all they do is they help students get their ePortfolio set up. So if you've set up a website in the past, you're probably going to have an easy time doing this. Very similar process. Probably easier than when you've done it in the past with the software that they're using at the school. If not, if this seems like out of your wheelhouse, go to one of these places. Ask them for help so that they can get it started. For our class, the two main things to be concerned about are that signature assignment and reflection paper. So the signature assignment is one piece of work from this course that you think really demonstrates how well you've done in the class. Oftentimes it's an essay, so like a question paper, maybe a group project from a course. It depends what kind of assignments you've done in your courses. So oftentimes in my classes, not all my classes, but a lot of my classes, I do an assignment called a question paper. It's an essay on a question of interest to the students. So you put that example of work. You literally just upload that file. You don't have to make any changes to it. You just upload that same file that you turned in for the course. If you want to, you can change and add things. I've given feedback on those assignments, so if you wanted to make it look better for your portfolio, that's fine too. So it's an example of work that you've already completed that you just upload as your signature assignment. So question paper makes a lot of sense. If your class did a group presentation, that would make a lot of sense. And with this, it should be some piece of work beyond like an exam. A multiple choice test, you might have gotten a really great grade on it, but it doesn't really show a lot of learning in the sense that someone could look at it and recognize your learning. So this is something that demonstrates what you've learned or something you've enjoyed along the semester, and so that's why I hope question papers fit that role, because I hope you enjoy those and that it's a useful thing to learn about research on your questions. So the reflection paper is a new piece of material that you will create. So it is a short paper that you are reflecting on the class, you're reflecting on that assignment you turned in as the signature assignment. But it's pretty short, it's pretty sweet, pretty easy. So you write this new short reflection paper reflecting on what you've learned in the class and how the signature assignment shows what you've gained in the class. So minimum, it needs to be one page double spaced, and in Canvas I have question prompts. I'll also put them up here. So that reflection paper minimum just has to be one page of reflection on this course. You can have a couple pages if you want, but the requirement is just that one page. So again, signature assignment, that assignment that you've already completed, that you've turned in, that you think demonstrates your work in the class. Reflection paper, one quick page on this is what I learned in class, things like that. So here's a couple question prompts if you're wondering, what should I write my reflection on? So maybe make connections between what you've studied here in the psychology class and what you've learned in other classes at Salt Lake Community College. So maybe think of specific ways that you've learned from biology that have connected here in psychology, or humanities that have connected here, or history. So think of things that are specific. Have you learned things in this class that enhance your learning in other classes? So think about that. Maybe write about those things. What kind of skills did you master in this course? So hopefully everybody in my classes got a little bit better at reading research and learning about how to do good research. So with that, how is that relevant to your signature assignment? If it's a question paper, it's super relevant. Did you master writing skills? Did you get a lot better in writing? Did you learn a lot more about a specific disorder or a specific time period of life? So think about those things. What was your biggest accomplishment in the course? Was your biggest accomplishment that you were able to maintain a schedule or something like that throughout the semester, even though you had a lot of competing things? That would be a thing to talk about. What about your signature assignment? Does it show some of your accomplishments? So be as specific as you can with these kinds of things. So another prompt is, how does your work and the signature assignment, what does that say about you as a learner? So these are some different ideas of what you might write in your reflection. You can talk about all of those things, one or two of those things. These are just prompts to get you thinking about reflecting on the course. So again, the signature assignment is an assignment that you've already turned in, so like a question paper that you upload to your ePortfolio as well as Canvas. And your reflection paper is the new one-page paper, minimum one page, that you're reflecting on your learning in the course. So I'm going to show you this assignment Dropbox in Canvas really quickly. So all the courses canvases are set up just slightly differently, so yours might look a little different. For this class, it's our Unit 4, and down here we have signature assignment instructions, where there's a link to this video, things like that. But this is where you will upload your signature assignment and reflection paper. So again, the ePortfolio itself is the online website. So you'll create that first, and you'll put up your signature assignment, and then you'll write your paper, your one-page paper, your reflection paper, and put that on the ePortfolio as well. So here, I need to change to student view rather than teacher view. So here, it gives you your instructions. You can start this assignment, and you will upload the files. You'll upload your signature assignment, you'll upload that reflection paper, and then here in the comments, you'll put your link to your ePortfolio.com. So you just put your link there. That's all you need to do. So upload those two files, the signature assignment and the reflection paper, and then put your link to your ePortfolio, and you submit that assignment, and that is all you need to do for that assignment. So again, remember, create that ePortfolio first, that website. On that website, you'll put your question paper, well, your signature assignment and your reflection paper, and then you'll also put all three of those, the link to that ePortfolio, the signature assignment, and the reflection paper, all in that Canvas Dropbox. So that's how you do your ePortfolio.